all of you. Just before we get started, I would like to welcome our respected and beloved Madam Secretary, Dr. C.A. Vasuki, who is dynamic, invariably supportive, and unconditionally helpful. It is my privilege to welcome our respected Principal Sir, Dr. M. Lakshmanaswamy, Dean R&D, Dr. S. Paulsamy, Dean Academics, Dr. S.R. Madan Shankar, Chief Executive Officer, Dr. V. Chinnusamy, Convener of this webinar series, Dr. D. Vijayalakshmi, Coordinator, Dr. M. Vigneshwaran, Organizing Secretaries, Dr. M. Revati Bala and Mr. N. Sendil Kumar, and the resource person of this session, Dr. R. Manimegalai. I'm very happy to extend a hearty welcome to all the participants of this webinar. I wish to take this opportunity to introduce the resource person, Dr. R. Manimegalai, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, Ponganadu Arts and Science College, who is an alumna of this great institution. Dr. Manimegalai has a teaching experience of 17 years and a research experience of 18 years. Her fields of research include solid state and coordination chemistry, nanoscience and nanotechnology. She has produced 6 MPhil and 3 PhD graduates. 4 PhD scholars are doing research under her supervision at present. She has published 34 research articles in national and international journals. She has authored a book also. She has completed a minor research project funded by the UGC. She has several accomplishments in academics and research as well. With this brief introduction, I would like to hand over the session to Dr. R. Manimegalai. Thank you for the opportunity given.
Thank you, madam.
Very good morning, one and all present here. Thank you, Dr. K. Kalpana Devi, for your nice introduction. I am so pleased to welcome all participants for this webinar series. I would like to express my gratitude to our Honorable President, Dr. M. Arachami sir, who is backbone of every academic endeavor of this esteemed institution. My heartfelt thanks to our dynamic Secretary and Director, Dr. C.A. Vasuki Madam, for her continuous support and motivation. I would like to record my thanks to our respected Principal, Dr. M. Lakshmanaswamy sir, and respected Dean, Research and Development, Dr. S. Paulsamy sir, for providing the opportunity to deliver this lecture in this webinar series. My special thanks to organizers, Dr. D. Vijayalakshmi, Dr. M. Vigneshwaran, Dr. M. Revati Bala, for their untiring effort to make the program a grand success. Nanoscience and nanotechnology is an emerging field which is expected to have rapid and strong future developments. It is predicted to contribute significantly to economic growth and job creation in our country in the coming decades. Nanotechnology is predicted to have 4 distinct generations of advancements. We are currently experiencing the first to second generation of nanomaterials. The first generation is all about material science with enhancement of properties that are achieved by incorporating passive nanostructures. This can be in the form of coatings or the use of carbon nanotubes to strengthen materials. The second generation achieved the use of active nanostructures. For example, by making bioactive to provide a drug at specific target cell or organ. This could be done by coating the nanoparticle with specific proteins. The complexity advances further in the third and fourth generations. For example, nanorobotics and moving on to a molecular nanosystem to control growth of artificial organ, maybe in the 4th generation of nanomaterials. This is content of my lecture. It is having 5 parts. First part is the small introduction about nanoscience and nanotechnology. Second part, brief the history. The third part explains the application of nanoscience and nanotechnology in various domains such as medicine, electronics, energy, and industry. Fourth part of this lecture describes the preparation, characterization, application of some nano-sized metal oxide and mixed metal oxide prepared by our research group. Fifth part sketches risk and risk management of nanotechnology. What is nano? Nano is derived from Greek word vavos, meaning dwarf. Is a prefix literally refers to 1 billionth of a physical size. What is nanoscience and nanotechnology? Nanoscience and nanotechnology are the study and application of extremely small things and can be used across all the other scientific fields such as chemistry, biology, physics, material science, and engineering. How are nanomaterial differ from bulk? The material properties of nanostructure are different from the bulk due to the high surface area over volume ratio and varying appearance of quantum effects at the nanoscale. The study of size and shape effect of material properties has attracted enormous attention due to their scientific and industrial importance. Several things behave differently in the nano world. For example, carbon in the form of graphite, that is pencil lead, is soft, but at nanoscale it is very stronger than steel. Nanoscale copper is a highly elastic metal at room temperature, stretching to 50 times its original length without breaking. On reducing the size, shiny orange, yellow, gold changes its color to violet and green. There are two approaches for the preparation of nanomaterials. First one is bottom-up method. Bottom-up approach involves building of nanomaterial from the atomic scale. That is, assembling materials from atoms or molecules. The top-down approach is a process of miniaturizing or breaking down bulk materials. That is, macrocrystalline materials to nanoparticles. History. Richard Feynman, who won Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1965, is a father of nanotechnology. Feynman described a process in which scientists would be able to manipulate and control individual atoms and molecules. The term nanotechnology was first used by Nario Taniguchi in the year 1974. In the year 1985, buckyball was discovered by Harry Crato. In the year 1996, he won Nobel Prize in Chemistry with Richard Smalley and Robert Curl. In the year 1986, Eric Truxler developed and popularized the term of nanotechnology. This is the various timeline of nanotechnology. 2000 years ago, sulfide nanocrystals used by Greeks and Romans to dye hair. 1000 years ago, in the Middle Ages, gold particles of different sizes used to produce different colors in stained glass windows. In the year 1959, there is plenty of room at the bottom by Feynman. In this way, there are a number of revolutions in the nanoscience and nanotechnology year by year. Nanotechnology in medicine. The nanotechnology revolution published in the year 1991, in which the term nanomedicine was used for the first time. The term became established with the book Nanomedicine, which was published in the year 1999 by Robert A. Fritios. Potential application of nanotechnology in medicinal field includes drug delivery, surgery, cancer therapy, photodynamic therapy, medicinal robotics. Drug delivery. Nanoparticle drug delivery system or engineered technology. Nano electromechanical systems are utilized for the active release of drug. The nanoparticles are used for the targeted delivery and controlled release of therapeutic agents. The modern form of drug delivery system minimizes side effect and reduces both dosage and dosage frequency and making the treatment cost effective. Missile is obtained from block O polymers are used for drug encapsulation. They transport small drug molecule to the desired location. Iron nanoparticles or cold cells are finding important application in cancer treatment. Surgery. With nanotechnology, minute surgical instruments and robots can be made, which can be used to perform microsurgeries on any part of the body. Instead of damaging a large amount of the body, these instruments would be precise and accurate, targeting only the area where surgery should be done. Visualization of the surgery can also be improved. Instead of a surgeon holding the instrument, computers can be used to control the nano-sized surgical instruments. Nano cameras can provide close-up visualization of the surgery. Less chance of any mistake or faults by using nanotechnology. Tissues and genetic level surgery is also possible by using nanotechnology. Cancer therapy. Cancer is a disease caused by genetic changes leading to uncontrolled cell growth and tumor formation. Most of the cancers are due to environmental pollution, lifestyle, or behavioral exposures. Every sixth death in the world is due to cancer. Fortunately, we have remarkable advances in cancer diagnosis, prevention, and treatment. Today, more than half of the people diagnosed with cancer are cured. Conventional chemotherapy includes the limitations such as drug resistance, lack of selectivity, lack of solubility. Nanoparticles have the potential to overcome these problems. Nanoparticles have high surface area to volume ratio. This allows for many functional groups to be attached to a nanoparticle. Additionally, the small size of the nanoparticle, that is 10 to 100 nanometers, allows them preferentially accumulate at tumor size. Photodynamic therapy. Photodynamic therapy involves 4 steps: administration of photosensitizer by injection, selective assimilation on the tumor cells, selective irradiation, destruction of tumor cells. A particle is placed within the body and is illuminated with light from the outside. The light gets absorbed by the particle, and if the particle is metal, energy from the light will heat the particle and surrounding tissue. Light may also be used to produce high-energy oxygen molecules, which chemically react and destroy most of the organic molecules that are next to them. This therapy is appealing for many reasons. It does not leave a toxic trail of reactive molecule throughout the body in chemotherapy, because it is directed where only the light is shined and the particle exists. Photodynamic therapy has potential for non-invasive procedure for dealing with disease, growth, and tumors. Medicinal robotics. Nano robots are nano devices. This is used to relieve medical personnel from routine tasks and take their time away from more pressing responsibilities, and by making medical procedures safer and less costly for patients. This can also perform accurate surgery in tiny places. Nano robots or nanobots are used to kill cancer cells, deliver drug to target tissues. Nanobots are also act as DNA probes, cell imaging materials, and cell-specific delivery vehicles. Future medical nanotechnology is expected to employ nanorobots injected into patients to perform treatment on a cellular level. Nanotechnology in electronics. Today, microelectronics is used and they solve our most of the problems. The 2 exceptional disadvantages of microelectronics are larger physical size, increasing cost of fabrication of integrated circuits. Advantage of using nanotechnology in electronics. To overcome these disadvantages, nanotechnology can be used. We can increase the density of memory chips, decrease the weight and thickness of the screens by using nanomaterials. Nanolithography is used for fabrication of chips. We can reduce the size of transistors used in integrated circuits. Display screens on electronic devices can be improved. Power consumption is also reduced by using nanomaterials. Nanotechnology for flexible electronics. Stretchable electronics or flexible electronics is likely to be the future of mobile electronics. Potential applications include wearable electronic devices, biomedical uses, compact portable devices, and robotic devices. In the future, it is likely that graphene will become a dominant material in flexible electronics. Graphene is an allotrope of carbon that has superb electrical conductivity, flexibility, and physical strength. Nanotechnology for molecular devices. Reducing size of electronics is a need of era, and this can be achieved with the help of molecules that can be used in active devices. These molecules behave as diodes or programmable switches that make connection between wires and consume less current. Thousands of molecules can be sandwiched between 2 crossing microscale wires to create an active devices. Since molecular devices fit between the wires, large area savings could be achieved. Nanotechnology and energy. Nanotechnology is being used in several applications to improve the efficiency of energy generation or to develop new methods to generate energy, increasing the electricity generated by windmills. Stronger and lower weight blades are made possible by the use of nanotubes. Results increase the amount of electricity generated by windmill. Generating electricity from waste heat. The nanotube sheets containing thermocells are wrapped around hot pipes, such as exhaust pipe of the car, to generate electricity from the heat that is usually wasted. Clothing that generate electricity. This is very, very interesting. Piezoelectric nanofibers. Those are flexible enough to be woven into clothing. The fibers can turn normal motion into electricity to power the cell phone and other mobile electronic devices. Reducing friction. to reduce energy consumption. Lubricants using inorganic buckyballs that significantly reduce friction, reducing power loss in electric transmission wires. Wires containing carbon nanotubes that would have significantly lower resistance than the wires currently used in the electric transmission grid. This upgraded transmission wires could transmit electricity thousands of miles with insignificant power losses. Reducing the cost of solar cells. Companies have developed nanotech solar cells that can be manufactured at significantly lower cost than conventional solar cells. Nanotechnology in various industries. Almost all industries uses nanomaterials. Many of the people do not even realize the presence of nanomaterials in their product. Food industry. This is one of the evergreen industry. Nanotechnology has the potential to revolutionize the food industry. The term nanofood describes food which has been cultivated, produced, processed, or packaged using nanotechnology techniques or tools, or to which manufactured nanomaterials have been added. A complex set of engineering and scientific challenges in the food and bioprocessing industry for manufacturing high quality and safe food through efficient and sustainable means can be solved through nanotechnology. Nanotechnology can be applied in the production, processing, safety, and packaging of food. Examples of nano ingredients and manufactured nanomaterial additives include nanoparticles of iron or zinc and nano capsules containing ingredients like coenzyme Q10 or omega-3. Nano foods not new to us. Our food already contains certain natural nanostructures. The three basic food constituents are proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Many proteins and carbohydrates exist naturally in nanoscale, and simply triglyceride are about 2 nanometers long. Food substances are also metabolized in the body at a nanoscale. Nano food having several advantages. New taste, flavors, and textures of food can be introduced by using nanotechnology. Only less amount of fat, salt, sugar, and preservatives are sufficient with nano supplements. Enhanced uptake and bioavailability of nutrients and supplements. Increased nutritional value, maintenance of food quality and freshness, improved active, intelligent, and smart packaging for better traceability and safety of food. Applications of nanotechnology in food industry. To improve consistency and to prevent lump formation, anti-caking agents are added. Silicon dioxide, also known as synthetic amorphous silica, that is SAS, is used by food manufacturers as an anti-caking agent in spices or creamers to ensure fine flowing powders or to absorb water. Nano additives are added to improve nutritional value of food. To improve food texture, gelatin agents are added. Nano capsulation and nano carriers are added to protect aroma and flavor. Use of some nanoparticles during packaging improve physical performance of food. Some of the nanoparticles act as antimicrobial agents. This is called active packaging. In smart packaging, nano biosensors are used to detect pathogens. Developing smart packaging to optimize food product shelf life using nanotechnologies has been the goal of many companies. Such packaging system would be able to repair small holes or tears. Response to environmental conditions such as temperature and moisture changes and alert the customer if food is contaminated. Nanotechnology can provide a solution for this. For example, modifying the permeation behavior of oils, increasing barrier properties, improving mechanical and heat resistant properties, developing active antimicrobial and antifungal surfaces, and sensing as well as signaling microbiological and biochemical changes, and creates the nano biodegradable packaging. Development of food analytical methods for the detection of tiny amounts of chemical contaminant, virus or bacteria and food system is another potential use of nanotechnology. This will result in more safety for the food processing system. Agricultural industry. Due to the new challenges in agriculture, there has been growing interest of using nanotechnology. Nanotechnology has many applications in the stages of production, processing, storing, packaging, and transport of agricultural products. Goals of applying nanotechnology in agriculture are increasing the crop yield and crop production and yield, increasing resource use efficiency. Specific applications include nanogenetic manipulation of crops. Genetic manipulation is a process in which genes of desirable characters are taken from the plant and transferred to another plant by the technique of hybridization. Genetic manipulation helps in obtaining desirable agronomic characters like dwarfness in cereals and tallness and profuse branching in fodder crops. Agricultural, diagnostics, drug delivery, and nanotechnology. Control release of nanofertilizers and nanocomplexes. Nanobiosensors. Nanobiosensor is a device and is used to detect contaminants and other molecules. Several nanobiosensors are designed to detect contaminants, pests, nutrient content, and plant stress due to drought, temperature, or pressure. This may also potentially helpful for farmers to enhance competence by applying inputs only when necessary. Nano biofarming. The important thing is nano fertilizer and nano pesticides. Next, nanofertilizers. A nanofertilizer is a product that is made with nanoparticles to improve nutrient efficiency. The use of nanofertilizer is a smart way to release plant nutrients gradually and in a controlled manner, reduces the quantity of fertilizer use, controlling eutrophication and pollution of water resources. Unique features of nanofertilizers include ultra-high absorption rate, increased production, photosynthesis, and significant leaf surface area expansion. Maize treated with titanium oxide nanoparticles show significant growth compared to its bulk treatment. Nanourea increased grain yield by 10.2% and agronomic efficiency of nitrogen fertilizer 44.5% than normal urea. The application of nanourea can save up to 12.4 to 41.7% of nitrogen application to the soil. 70% nitrogen fertilization treatment yielded 11.6% higher than that of the conventional fertilization. Nano synergetic fertilizer also increased the rice yield by 10.3%, spring maize by 10.9 to 16.7%, soybean by 28.8%, and also increased soybean oil content of 13.2%. Nanopesticides. Nanopesticide or plant protection products where nanotechnology is employed to enhance the efficacy or reduce the environmental footprint of a pesticide active ingredient. Pest, the most important limiting factors to crop yields and need to be effectively controlled below the threshold level. Traditional pest control involves the use of large quantities of pesticide, resulting in environmental pollution and additional cost of protection. Dilution of the pesticide with nano-treated water would greatly improve their efficiency. This could also reduce the quantity of chemicals used. Nano-pesticide are threefold more efficient than the conventional pesticide in controlling pests. It also reduces the cost by half of the conventional pesticides. Application of nanoscience and nanotechnology in oil and gas industry. The nanotechnology applications have pierced through different petroleum disciplines from exploration to reservoir, drilling, completion, production, and processing, and refinery. The main areas of nanotech applications are coatings. The oil and gas industry has adopted nanostructure coatings for anti-corrosion applications. Nano coating boosts durability of pipes used in oil and gas industry. The nano coating can increase the strength and durability of pipes 3 to 8 times. Sensors to find out leakages, if any. Nanomembranes. Nanomembranes are used to enhance oil, water, and gas separation. Nanofluids and nanomaterials for drilling. Nanofluids are stable colloidal dispersants that accelerate recovery of hydrocarbon from oil and gas reservoirs by the use of unique enabling mechanism of disjoining pressure. Consumer goods industry. The main areas of application are surfaces and coatings. Nanotechnology coating enable the modification of polymeric, metallic, and ceramic material that impart properties such as electrical conductivity, scratch and wear resistance, grazing resistance, environmental durability improvements, adhesion enhancement, change in refractive index, and many more. Textiles. The properties important to textiles using nanotechnology include water repellence, soil resistance, wrinkle resistance, antibacterial, anti-static and UV protection, flame retardation, improvement of dye ability, self-cleaning fabrics, and so on. Sports. Current nanotechnology application in the sports arena include increasing the strength of tennis rackets by adding nanotubes to the frames, which increase control and power when you hit the ball, reducing the rate at which air leaks from tennis balls so they keep their bounce longer. Cosmetics. Sunscreen that uses zinc oxide nanoparticle to block ultraviolet rays when exposed to sunlight. Skin care lotions in which nutrients are encapsulated in nanoparticles suspended in a liquid, making up a nano emulsion. The aerospace application of nanotechnology include high-strength, low-weight composites, improved electronics, and displays with low power consumption. Variety of physical sensor, multifunctional material with embedded sensors, large surface area materials, and novel filters and membranes for air purification. Chemical industry. The main area of application of nanotech in chemical industry is the catalysis process. Due to the extremely large surface area to volume ratio, the application potential of nanoparticle in catalysis ranges from fuel cell to catalytic converters and photocatalytic devices. Platinum nanoparticle are now being considered in the next generation of automotive catalytic converters. Construction industry. Nanotechnology has a significant impact in the construction sector. Several applications have been developed for this specific sector to improve the durability and enhancement performance of construction components, energy efficiency and safety of buildings, facilitating the ease of maintenance and to provide increased living comfort. Those self-cleaning features has been possible to attain using micron-sized coatings and surface coating. Example, Teflon, polysilicon-based coatings, etc. Nanoparticles of titanium oxide, aluminum oxide, or zinc oxide are applied as a final coating on construction ceramics to bring these characters to the surfaces. Titanium oxide is being used for its ability to break down dirt or pollution when exposed to UV light and then allow it to be washed off by rainwater on surfaces like tiles, glass, and sanitary ware. Zinc oxide is used to have UV resistance in both coatings and paints. Nano-sized aluminum oxide particles are used to make surface scratch resistance. These surfaces also prevent formation of bad smells, fungus, and mold. Metal and metal oxide nanoparticles. Metal and metal oxide nanoparticle having several potential applications. Gold nanoparticles are used in DNA labeling, drug delivery, cancer therapy, and act as biosensor. Zinc oxide nanoparticles are used in cosmetics and coatings. Silver nanoparticle possess anti-cancer, antimicrobial, and antiviral properties. Palladium nanoparticle act as biocatalyst. Copper nanoparticle having antimicrobial properties. Keeping these applications in mind, we have prepared several metal oxide and mixed metal oxide in our laboratory. Some important metal oxide and mixed metal oxides with the potential applications. They are prepared in our laboratory by our research groups are undoped copper oxide, doped copper oxide, and doped iron oxide, and doped zinc oxide. These nanoparticles are prepared from metal hydrogen carboxylate precursor by thermal decomposition method. Characterization technique. The elemental composition of nanoparticles were determined by using EDS and also confirmed by using inductive coupled plasma atomic emission spectroscopy analysis. The presence of metal oxygen bond is confirmed from IR spectroscopy. XRD pattern indexed monoclinic arrangement of pure and doped copper oxide, cubic arrangement of doped iron oxide, and Wurtzite arrangement of doped zinc oxide. The average crystalline size is calculated by D/Scarer formula. The electronic and chemical state of the host and dopant cuprate nanoparticle have been investigated by X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy. The nitrogen absorption and desorption measurements were performed to estimate the texture properties of pure and doped nanoparticles. SEM analysis indicates different morphologies. UVDRS, that is diffusion reflection spectroscopy of doped ferrite nanoparticles, exhibited strong absorption in visible region, and doped zinc oxide nanoparticles exhibited significant absorption in visible and near infrared region. VSM study, that is a vibrating sample magnetometer study of the synthesized samples, that is doped and undoped copper oxide and doped iron oxide at room temperature, exhibits Hysteresis loop, which indicates ferromagnetic behavior of the nanoparticle with varying saturated magnetization. Coercive field, that is measure of the ability of ferromagnetic material. Retentivity, MR, that is the ability of the substance to retain magnetization. Squareness ratio, MR by MS, that is the magnetic induction at zero magnetizing force divided by maximum magnetic induction in a symmetric cycle magnetization of a material. In vitro cytotoxicity of doped zinc oxide nanocomposites. Synthesis doped zinc oxide nanocomposite test for potent cytotoxic activity against human breast cells. All findings implied that cancerous cells are markedly more susceptible than normal cells, as the nanocomposites have strong absorption in the visible and near infrared region. The selective cytotoxicity of the nanocomposites against cancer cells can be improved by irradiating with visible or near infrared light. Novel nanocomposites are promising material in cancer therapy. Photocatalytic activity. The photodegradation of dyes, that is gango red, malachite green, methylene blue, methyl red, rhodamine B, and rose bengal under bright solar light using doped iron oxide as a catalyst was evaluated. In the photocatalytic test, the reaction time differs with respect to dyes: 15 minutes for gango red and methylene blue, 40 minutes for malachite green, rhodamine B, and rose bengal, and 30 minutes for methyl red. Malachite green having lower rate of degradation with the sunlight. From the degradation of various dyes, it can be concluded that doped iron oxide nanorods are an efficient magnetic photocatalyst and magnetically separable for recycling process. For detailed study of this work, you may refer the following articles published recently by our research group. Every advancements, there are need for the present scenario having equal disadvantages. Nanotechnologies will also having several risks on human health. Nanoparticles are acutely toxic when compared to larger particles composed of the same material. The main effects are inhalation of nanoparticles, ingestion of nanoparticles, absorption through skin. Effect on the environment. Some nanoparticles such as copper or silver have been shown to be harmful to aquatic life. Removing nanoparticle from the environment may also present a significant problem due to their small size. Particles could conceivably be absorbed quickly into plants and soil or transported large distances in the air or suspended in water. Many studies indicate that nanoparticles generally are more toxic than larger particles of the same material. The biggest concern is that free nanoparticles or nanotubes could be inhaled, absorbed through the skin, or ingested. Risk management principle. The three most common traditional models for risk management of hazardous agents are acceptable risk. Acceptable risk refers to the level of human and property loss that can be tolerated by an individual, household, group, organization, community, region, state, or nation. For instance, the risk of flooding can be accepted once every 500 years, but it is not acceptable in every 10 years. Cost-benefit analysis. Cost-benefit analysis is a process that weighs the sum of the benefits, such as financial gain. A feasibility study in an analysis that takes all the project's relevant factors into account, that is, including economical, technical, legal, and scheduling considerations. The future research revolves around the findings with reduced risk. I want to conclude my lecture with a message from Bhagavad Gita. This picture may be familiar to most of us. In this picture, the chariot represents the physical body. The 5 horses representing our 5 senses: sight, hearing, taste, touch, and smell. The reins symbolize the mind. Our mind is connected to the senses and can drive our senses. The charioteer represents the intellect. The passenger represents the soul. Krishna represents the super soul or the inner witness. With this symbolism, our purpose in life as a human being is to use our mind and the intellect to take the chariot, that is our body, to the destination. The destination is understanding life and attaining enlightenment. Thank you, one and all. If you have any clarification, you can ask now.
The participants can post their queries or clarifications in the chat box. Madam, first question. Is there any other diseases treated by nanoparticle apart from cancer?
Nanoparticle having several potential applications. We can use nanotechnology in drug delivery system, addition to cancer therapy. As per my knowledge, nanoparticles may be used in drug delivery system and photodynamic therapy.
Second question, madam. How the structure change in normal K and nano fertilizer?
How the structure?
Change in normal and nano fertilizer.
Only particle size is reduced. Like other nanomaterial, the particle size of nano fertilizer is reduced.
If there any risk for human health using nano medicine in future?
Yes, there are several potential risks. Ingestion of nanoparticles, inhalation of nanoparticles causes several serious problems in human health.
How can we drop magnesium in zinc oxide? Please tell the formula, madam.
Magnesium and?
In zinc oxide, ZnO.
We can dope any material to any material, but your question is not clear. Magnesium is doped in zinc. The formula will vary from place to place.
Whether nanopesticides and fertilizers are biodegradable?
Some of the nanofertilizers and nanopesticides are biodegradable, but this is also having some problem, health problem.
Okay.
But we cannot, in the present scenario, we cannot avoid this nanopesticides and nanofertilizers. Addition to disadvantages, these having several advantages. Therefore, if you keeping in mind the advantages, advantages are more.
Okay, madam. What is the difference between the particle size and grain size?
Nanoparticle size is up to 1000 nanometer.
Okay. What is the mechanism of silver nanoparticles in drug delivery?
Silver nanoparticle?
In drug delivery.
I am not having any idea.
Okay, madam. Okay. Is the effect of nanoscience skewed by natural way?
The effect of?
Nanoscience cured by natural way.
We can reduce the hazardous effect, but we cannot cure completely. We can reduce the risk caused by nanoscience and nanotechnology.
Okay. Could you please brief the preparation of metal oxide nanoparticles by autocombustion method?
Autocombustion method, first we have to prepare any one of the precursors. After that, we have to take that precursors in a crucible. We have to heat that crucible up to 600 to 800 degrees Celsius. During decomposition, nanoparticles may be formed.
Okay, next question, madam. Which is the best metal to be used to prepare the nanoparticle which will be used in human?
Maybe iron. Several metal nanoparticles having several advantages. Iron may be one of them.
Okay. What about the application of nanoparticles as biofilm?
Sorry, I am not having any idea about biofilms.
Okay, madam. Thank you. To what extent these nanoparticles are applicable in routine life?
Nanoparticles are used in agriculture industry, oil and gas industry, and consumer goods industry, and surgery. There are several applications of nanomaterials in our day-to-day life. That applications are, I already explained that applications.
Okay, madam. Ravidas posted a question. Already he asked the difference between the particle size and grain size. Once again, he asked, he did not want the size of the particle. He asked what is the difference between the particle size and the grain size.
Particles up to 100 nanometer size particles or nanoparticles. Greater than 100 nanometer size particles are bulk materials.
Name the nanoparticle which not used in the soil organisms.
What is the question? Name of the
Shall I repeat, madam?
name of the nanoparticle.
Name the
Name of the
nanoparticle
nanoparticle which is not used in the
soil organism.
soil organism. Sorry, I'm not having any idea about that.
Okay, this is the last question. What is nano docking?
Nano
Docking.
nano docking.
Thank you, madam, for your nice presentation. Now I request Dr. K. Saminathan, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, to propose the vote of thanks. Sir, please. Saminathan, sir.
Good afternoon to one and all. Very nice presentation, ma'am. Thank you very much for your presentation. So I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. You can proceed.
I thank Dr. R. Manimegalai, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Kungunad Arts and Science College, who covered the main aspects of nanoscience and technology, like synthesis and characterization of nanomaterials, applications like engineering application, electronics, agriculture, medicine, and cancer treatment, metal oxides, catalysis, photocatalytic activity, toxicological, and effect on environment. Many things she covered in the very briefly. She covered many applications. The audience are asked many things about applications of nanotechnology. It is a very vast period. One cannot cover all the fields. So I express my sincere thanks to our beloved Secretary Ma'am, Dr. C.A. Vasuki, who kindly encouraged us to conduct this effective webinar. Our special thanks to Dr. M. Lakshanasamy sir, Principal, Kungunad Arts and Science College, to conduct this program conduct this program conveniently to all the participants in this digital era. I thank Dr. V. Chinnasamy sir, Chief Executive Officer, Dean Research and Development, Dr. S. Palasamy sir, Dean Academics, Dr. S.R. Madansagan sir, to arrange this type of excellent program. I thank this program coordinators, Dr. Vijayalakshmi, Dr. Vigneshwaran, Dr. Revati Bala, faculty of Kungunad Arts and Science College, and technical team members to conduct this program very smoothly and effectively. I thank all the participants who have participated very effectively in this program. I thank one and all for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your nice words. The participants are requested to join us by 11:45 a.m. for the second session. The second session will be handled by Dr. K. Soundararajan, Assistant Professor of Botany, on influence of fragrances on human electrophenolographic activity. Thank you for your patient listening. Have a nice day.